Gypsy-Rose Blanchard was convicted in the murder of her mother, and she feels very guilty about something else. Hello, my friend. Perez Hilton here, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and whether you like it or not, as I've said before, she is a reality TV star. From prison to your home. But you have the power not to watch. And she is back with another season of her show, Life After Lockdown, on Lifetime. And that means a lot of press to promote season 2. As many of you know, Gypsy was married to Ryan Anderson, but she dumped him for her former fiancé, Ken Urker, and she just had a baby with Ken in December. Aww. A girl, Aurora. And yes, if you know her lore, she used to live in Aurora, Missouri. And now her daughter is named Aurora. And though things might be just honky, the things that come out of my mouth. And though things are honky-dory between Gypsy and her baby daddy, Ken, she feels very guilty over how things ended with her ex-husband, Ryan. On the season 2 premiere of Life After Lockdown, Gypsy-Rose says, every time that we, her and Ryan, have talked or texted since the divorce was filed, it's me trying to apologize for breaking his heart. And as much as I'm trying to live my life and be happy, of course, from time to time, that guilt is going to weigh on my conscience. Daddy Ken admits that he wishes Gypsy-Rose had gotten through the divorce process before the couple found out they were expecting a baby, which they announced in July of 2024. He added, it's not a good look for me. It's not a good look for her. It's not a good look. But it happened, and so I'm going to be a big girl, and I'm going to put on my big girl pants, and I'm going to frickin' do this, she replied, as Urker teased. Same answer for me, except boy pants. Later on in the episode, Gypsy-Rose delivered the news to Ryan that her divorce being finalized would be coming soon. I reached out to my attorney a few days ago and she texted me back and she said, I'll have the paperwork for you to sign this week. I said, meaning the divorce will be final soon. She said, yes, ma'am. The ever so big-hearted Gypsy-Rose hoped that the end of their marriage would bring closure to Ryan. Quote, I think Ryan has a glimmer of hope that he feels like, okay, it's not finalized yet, so maybe we might get back together or something, she told the cameras. So I'm hoping that once the divorce is final, that is what needs to sink in. And that's what I have been trying to convey ever since I filed. I'm like, I care about you. I wish you the best. I wish you would move on and find happiness. That's what I want for you. He has not conveyed that to me. With their divorce nearly complete, Gypsy-Rose appeared ready for her and Ryan to move on with their lives, explaining, it's hard whenever you have one foot in the past and one foot in the future. And it's kind of like you just want to close that chapter and move on. And I feel like in me moving on and with the divorce, finalizing it will also give him that closure that he needs too. And with that behind her, she can now focus on her latest problem, Ken. In their first joint interview since getting back together, Gypsy-Rose and Daddy Ken reveal to People magazine that they're in couples therapy together. And she thinks that has been very helpful. I like it because it gives an unbiased opinion, she explains, because you don't want to go to your family all the time to talk about the bad stuff. Cosign. Quote, you never want to have anybody going, oh, I think. You don't want their opinions to be changed or affected or a bias or anything. So it's nice for us to have someone in the middle. They can see my side, they can see his side, and give us an honest opinion about where we should go and how we could improve. When asked if she sees herself with Daddy Ken forever, Gypsy-Rose replied, absolutely. I've always felt that way about him. God, can you imagine being with her? Draining. Although they met while she was locked up for the schmurder of her mother, Dee Dee, Gypsy-Rose says that their feelings for one another have not changed since dating in the real world. They're both kind of weird, right? Who pursues her? He also sought her out while she was locked up. What kind of guy goes after her while in prison? I've heard of the expression inmate hopper. Maybe that's, it's weird to me. Is it weird to you? And now that she and Ken are living together, she tells People magazine, you get to know someone a lot better because when we first met, we were both young. We were in our mid-20s, so we grew up. Learning each other is almost like dating a new partner, but then it's the old partner too. It just gives you more questions to ask, like, hey, I get to know you on a whole broader spectrum now, whereas before, I was limited. We only had phone calls and a visit every couple months. But hey, listen, she deserves love. Everybody deserves love. And I'm here without it. Honestly, instead of it being inspiring to me, it's depressing. Even Gypsy-Rose Blanchard has found love. Not once, but twice, even though it didn't work out this time. What's so wrong with me? No, but seriously. Gypsy-Rose and Ken began talking as pen pals after he watched HBO's 2017 film, Mommy, Dead, and Dearest, which chronicled the abuse that she endured at Dee Dee's hands. They got engaged in 2018, but later cut things off, and she went on to marry Ryan, with whom she lived after her December 2023 release. In the spring of 2024, however, Gypsy-Rose and Ryan announced that they were over, and she had rekindled her romance with Ken. And then just a few months later, pregnant. A whirlwind. Now, looking toward the future, Gypsy-Rose says, I really just hope we continue to have open communication. I hope that we can get even more knowledge and let down our walls, because I've built walls over many years. And I think everybody has a set of walls that they put up. So I think it would be wonderful for us to bring those down and be the most vulnerable that we've ever been with each other. That would be my goal. Well, my goal for them is to make it through 2025. Be realistic. Thoughts on her guilt, thoughts on everything that we've discussed in this video, let's get to it in the comment section. And did any of you watch Gypsy-Rose Life After Lockdown, the premiere on Monday night? Did you enjoy it? Did you watch it? Did you hate it? Let's discuss that too in the comment section. Thank you for your support. I love ya.